The return of Captain Pike is upon us with the amazing new Star Trek short trek entitled Ask Not. I just want to let everybody know that we are going to be talking a lot about spoilers for that short trek, so if you haven't seen it yet, definitely click out of this video and go check out a different one over on the channel. So I really loved this short trek. I felt like it really kind of connected with the other two that we've already gotten that were also TOS related short treks, the Pike era, style short treks, in that they aren't super impactful to the overarching franchise of Star Trek. They're just kind of fun little one-off stories that are just telling a single kind of little element story there that are just for us to really enjoy and to kind of keep a taste flavor going before we get back into the full season swing of Star Trek, which is going to be Picard coming next year. So I really like the fact that these are kind of steering clear from the style that they did last year with the short treks, where everything was like kind of super connected for the most part into Star Trek Discovery Season 2, and these ones are kind of more free to tell some fun stories, and I thought this one was a lot of fun. So my theory that I talked about just the other day, and along with a couple other people's theories, was in fact correct, that the whole situation with Captain Pike being arrested and being charged and all this other stuff was all just a test for the cadet that we saw inside of the trailer. The interaction between Anson Mount as Captain Pike and the cadet played by actress Amrit Kayer, I don't know how to say her name, sorry, I apologize for that, but the interaction between them was obviously the central focus and primarily the main, event that took place in the short trek, and I thought that they played off each other really, really well. Anson Mount did a fantastic job again as Captain Pike, where he played up that kind of role of this morally ambiguous a little bit captain who was trying to pressure the cadet into breaking the rules to let him go so that he could, quote, stop a Tholian attack. I was kind of getting into this short trek expecting it to be kind of a test for the cadet. Obviously that was my theory, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I was 100% sure once, Pike's character started to bring up how this cadet's husband and her survived a Tholian attack. The Tholians attacked the ship that her husband was stationed on, and only, with this specific loophole in Starfleet regulations would she be allowed to reinstate Pike to go save the day from the Tholians, potentially save her husband. And really it was just a test to see where her allegiances lied and if she could keep a cool head in a crisis situation when faced with not only a situation where her loved ones are going to be affected, a revenge situation with the Tholians where she had already survived a previous attack from them, in real life, and a, iconic hero in the Federation, which is Captain Pike, who's trying to pressure her into doing the wrong thing. So she kept to her morals, and it was actually a really interesting kind of, character arc, even though it was a very short kind of episode. I think it was around 7-ish minutes, I think, total for the actual interaction there. I feel like she had a quick character arc there where when he first started pressuring her into breaking the rules and letting him out of the room and getting out of the handcuffs, she was very unsure of herself, and then by the end of it, she was much more resolute and being presented with more and more of the crisis. Instead of crumbling under that, she essentially rose to the occasion. So the actors did a great job. I thought the writing was great. Anson Mount, of course, gosh, just Anson Mount is just awesome. I think that his presence has not gone diminished at all since his last sequence fully on Star Trek Discovery Season 2. And we have, of course, seen him on these other TOS short treks, but this is his first real one that was kind of dedicated to him. Speaking of those TOS short treks, at the end of this one, we got an amazing shot, which appears to be all digital, of the redesigned Enterprise engine room. And you can see some of the little dots, kind of little dot robots back there, and kind of like an engine room looking type thing. And this is clearly a redesign to kind of keep it in line with the redesign of this new TOS Enterprise in the Discovery style. And I am still now of the opinion that we may be getting something more. People are going to love this short trek, in my opinion, because Anson Mount, again, just crushes it, and it's just a lot of fun to just watch it. But the fact that we had 3 TOS ones and somebody spent a considerable amount of money, time, and energy and effort to design and create this engine room shot that we saw at the end of this, short trek, that's just one more set piece. So now we have the bridge, we have the hallways, we have the transporter room, whether it's redressed from Discovery or not, it's the set piece still exists, and now we have the engine room. So we have all of these different little set pieces, including a conference room that we saw in Discovery Season 2 and Spock's quarters. Again, these could have all been redressed from Discovery Season 2's, sets and stuff like that, but we have seen these things physically designed and put in place, and that's a lot of money spent on a short appearances inside of Star Trek Discovery Season 2 and these 3 short treks. I still believe we're on the road to getting a full-blown Pike I would say series, or right now, my theory right now is leaning more towards like a Pike film, which would also be great, like a Pike streaming only film. So it was rather short, but again, it was rather entertaining. I thought the cinematography was well done. I think that they made a awesome use of the small one-room space that they were really using for the entire short trek, other than the engine room sequence and the transporter room. They used this one little room to kind of really tell a quick story and get these characters connected, and I thought they did a great job. I thought the dialogue was great. I thought the pacing was great. The editing, the music was all great. I thought everything was really well done. I love that cool, like, mechanical, robotic, like, textile hood that they had Pike on. Like, they didn't have to do that. They could have just walked him in, but it was just like, I feel like they had like a little bit of the extra budget, you know, kind of, you know, there, and they were like, what can we spend it on? And they did this cool looking, you know, helmet thing. And yeah, it played up to the whole story of Pike being arrested, but I thought it was just a fun thing that they didn't have to put in there, but they did, and it was really well designed, and I thought it was really cool. I really liked the way that looked. Anyways, guys and gals, that wraps up my quick review of the short trek Ask Not. We, of course, have several other short treks still coming out. We have 3, the 2 animated ones coming out very soon, and then, of course, Children of Mars, that will be coming out prior to the release of Star Trek Picard, because that is the tie-in short trek for Star Trek Picard. So we have a lot of Star Trek coming towards the end of the year. We're going to get hit real hard in 2020 with Star Trek Picard coming out of the bag. But I want to hear what you all think of this particular short trek. Did you enjoy it? Did you like the character that we saw and how she interacted with Captain Pike? Did you like Anson Mountback, you know, full swinging in a roll? Did you like the redesigned engine room? I'm curious to hear what all of you guys thought about that. Get your comments down below. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Live long and prosper, my Trekkies!